writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me here today is
Janette, Rallison,
Melinda Carroll,
Brock Booher, and this episode is sponsored by Writers Clearinghouse. Check them out at www.writersch.com, one of our wonderful sponsors.
All right, thank you. And the way the show works is that we are going to read, in fact today I'm going to read a first page that's been submitted to us, and the rest of the panel will be acting as agents and editors. Mm-hmm. And if they believe they would stop reading the manuscript at any point, we're gonna hit the button once. Only once. But
depends on
can I hit Melinda's if she doesn't use hers?
Yeah. Oh no, I use mine.
Sometimes we get too enthusiastic.
Okay. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and narrate today. This is titled Mark 7. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, found a body we can char. The melody vibrates deep in my chest as I sing the alternate lyrics in my head. My hands itch with energy, body thrumming with anticipation. I got here first. He's mine. A man paces the length of his idling spacecraft in the open-air terminal below. He's bald, thick-muscled, doomed. My Mark pivots and folds his arms with a glare of impatience at the milling crowd. I shouldn't keep him waiting. On the balcony of the main hangar, I cock a hip against the railing and raise my fist, wrist up. I squeeze it 3 times and hum. Twinkle, twinkle, I throw stars. Do you know how dead you are? A sting pulses in my palm. It echoes up my arm, leaving a tingling buzz in its wake. My fingers uncurl and 3 sparks hover over my hand. Stars. 1 silver, 1 navy blue, 1 dark amethyst. Their faint glow flickers weak, too tiny to do any damage, and they'll go out quick without more fuel to sustain their microstate. Twinkle, twinkle, ready stars? He deserves some nasty scars. Energy drains from me and pours out of my voice. The song feeds the stars and the lights grow steady, bigger and stronger. Each star now pinprick size, which would suffice if I wanted to take him out quietly from a safe distance. But noise builds reputation, and I want the target to see me coming.
Mm. Wow.
No buzzes.
No buzzes.
Yeah.
That was well done. I love the first line is a very nice capture. Taking something familiar and giving it an unfamiliar twist. You know right off the bat it makes a promise that this is going to be maybe a little gruesome, maybe a little dark where it goes, but then it makes a promise, which if you don't want to read a book like that, you can immediately say, okay, it's not a book I'm interested in, put it down. So that's actually quite good because it makes a promise early. Yeah. And if you want to keep reading, you know what you're going to get yourself into. Yeah. And I love the way they alternated between active voice and passive voice in the right way. I don't know if you noticed that, but so like first person and then switches, a man paces to passive voice and then back to some active voice and back to passive voice, almost in a very subtle way, which was really good because it put me in the character and then in the scene, in the character and in the scene. And I thought that was really well done as well.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming that this is from the viewpoint of a villain because this seems so creepy, like he's singing this children's song. So, so if that is what you're going for, then you're really achieving that. If it's not, if this is supposed to be the hero, then maybe work on that a little bit more because we don't know why he's doing this. So I'm just assuming he's an assassin and he's a villain. If he's not, if he has a legitimate reason for killing somebody, then I would let the reader know that. I was a little bit confused at the beginning because I don't know what's going on. And I don't know how many people there are. I pictured him alone, and when we jumped to a man paces, I didn't know if we had switched point of view, and then it's like, oh no, he's looking at the man and he doesn't know the man. But then was there about a crowd?
Yeah,
impatience of the milling crowd. So I didn't realize that there was a crowd until then. So I was picturing it like just one man in the spaceship, and suddenly there's a crowd, and then I'm wondering, like, how big is this crowd? Is this, like, more about the setting, and were there security guards that were around? Is this man somebody important, or is he just like, he's just a random bystander and he's going, well, I'm gonna kill some people, this guy will do, or is there a purpose? So anyway, those were all unanswered questions, and on the first page, it's okay to have unanswered questions, but I would assume, like, when I turn the second page, that some of this would get cleared up, so make sure you have that on your second page.
I actually I felt like this probably was the protagonist. The way that I read it is that there was enough clues given to some negative, that this man wasn't a likable man. He deserves the scars. He's kind of got an intimidating presence about him. He's glaring at impatience at the milling crowd. Not really strong enough, though, maybe. I agree with Janette.
You should be worried about Melinda right now.
Yeah.
That guy looks
Don't
impatient.
glare at Melinda.
Yeah, if you
He
look
deserves
impatient,
to die.
I don't have any magic ability, but no, but I don't know if this is a male or female protagonist.
I was gonna come into that. We don't have a name, and maybe we don't need a name, but right, we don't have a male or female. We don't know why this is going on. So I agree with you. We don't have really any clue about this character other than he or she has the ability to summon some stars, which
But
will do damage.
however, spacecraft, so we know it's
Yeah.
future science fiction. There's a whole lot revealed with the character,
With voice.
even though we don't know a name and we don't know the gender, we know a lot about this character right at this point.
And I disagree with that, because I think we know his intentions, that he's gonna kill somebody and that he's got cool stuff and this is the future. But I just assume, I guess maybe, again, I assume that, because a lot of times when authors don't want us to know who the villain is, but they're giving us, chapters from the villain's viewpoint, they don't tell us if it's a man or a woman. They don't tell us their motivation, because then, the readers are going to be trying to figure out who was that villain in all these characters.
Well,
so that's what I assumed we were doing here.
Well, I think because of the title Mark 7, I'm building some assumptions because I don't know. I'm building the assumption that we're starting, this is the protagonist, and starts out as an anti-hero that turns hero because something happens with Mark number 7.
That's my thought, was this is an anti-hero turns hero.
Yeah.
That was the sense I got.
And I would love that arc. But I could be
But
totally
We're
wrong.
making some big
Yes.
assumptions.
We are
We
making
are
huge
making-
assumptions.
But the fact that the story even kind of presents those ideas at the beginning, something I think is really well done is I love the contrast of the nursery rhyme with this, assassin.
I should
and
be
this
worried
thing.
about Melinda. What did you see?
Have you ever read? You've never read nursery rhymes? Rose.
Yeah, they're actually dark.
Oh my goodness! That was came from the
Yeah.
Black Plague.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Mother
Mary-
Goose
Mary-
was
Mary
pretty.
Higgins Clark does that too with the
Yeah.
nursery, but she does it in a creepy way. And
Yeah.
Melinda, we're friends.
Yes.
I should say that we're friends.
But maybe not after this. But
No,
right
but
I
now.
mean,
Melinda
most
does
nursery
kill
rhymes are a
people,
little-
so-
Yeah,
gruesome.
I do.
So
I do.
she's into
write stuff
killing
that
people.
kills people. But I actually really loved. That's what caught my attention with this. I felt like the writing was really clean. I felt like there's voice in it. And this is just a little blurb, so I agree with Janette. Some of those things definitely have to be established. If you're going to establish them within the next page, it's probably fine. Just as long as you're aware that we probably need to know the gender at some point. If this is somebody that you want us to root for, then the villain, then the guy that she or he is killing you have to have the reader sympathize with that death was a good thing. Or if it's a anti-hero turned hero, then there has to be some sort of attribute kind of hinted at in the viewpoint or in the character.
Please
Yeah.
let us know in the comments, author, like who was right about this.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Just finish writing it and then
Yes.
send it in because it's pretty
Yes.
good.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
So we
Randy, you haven't said much. What do you think?
I like it. I think the voice is incredibly strong, and most of the time when I'm critical of a piece, it's because I don't have an idea of the story setting and I have enough clues here, right? So this person has some sort of magical or technological ability, and it's kind of the science fiction, right? We have spacecraft. I mean, so that's all good. Those are really super important things to establish early on and on the first page if you can. And especially, this is a very different from the science fiction fantasy I've read before. The whole idea of summoning these stars and having them kill people, that's really interesting. It's very different. And boom, I'm hooked right away because that is a different way of looking at magic or technology.
Randy likes death on the first page. We should
I
say
do.
this to this
I
too.
do. And even though someone doesn't die on this page, we
That's
know
good.
someone's
They're going to, they're
to.
due.
And that's good enough for me.
So what if this is like all of the nursery rhymes are some sort of twisted power that
That could be interesting.
That would be.
Ooh,
See,
that's
would be a good
fascinating.
series.
Yeah.
so a
Yeah.
whole universe or a whole set of stories based on that. Right, see, that's your unique aspect that's going to set you apart or set this story apart from all the other stories in the genre. I mean, excellent. And it's right
Jack.
there for us to see on page 1. I can't imagine very many people not continuing to read.
My mind is going to strange
Yeah,
places.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jack Spratt could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. Man, let's see a superhero, based on that one.
Cannibal.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Humpty just took a dark
Humpty
turn.
Dumpty. Yeah, man.
Humpty always kind of had a dark turn.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
Anyway, poor Humpty, no superpower at all, except cracking up. Anyway, I guess we should probably vote since we're getting off
Okay.
topic.
I'm going to start with about, I really love it. There's nothing here that I would get rid of, but what I would like more of is some more specific description. So if this is the hero, I think we at least need to know a gender on page 1. Also, we really don't have much in the way of description of people. It's a spaceport, and it's a man, but that's just a generic term. I would like to spend just a little bit of space giving a very quick description of the man, the crowd, the spaceport. Those kind of things can fill in quite a bit. And I also like the idea of giving some sort of motive. I think
Yeah.
Janette mentioned that.
Because that will determine what we think about him, his motive.
Right, and that would be so easy, as a single line that, they're gonna do damage to this guy, and then this guy is such a jerk, he really
He
deserves it.
glares at crowds.
Well, I mean, whatever it
Yeah.
is, do we have a hint of why this man deserves to be killed? Just toss that in, that's a single line. So, I'm gonna give it a set, because I think it just needs a few more lines, and it will be amazing.
Well, okay, if this is the villain, I'm giving it a ready, because I know why you're keeping, stuff from us. But if we're supposed to be rooting for this guy, then I'd say a set that we need some motivation for us to like him and not just seem like this is a
So which
creepy
is
serial
it?
killer.
Come on, you gotta pick one.
Well, no, it depends on whether we're supposed to like or dislike this person. If we're supposed to dislike them,
You're all
you're
in.
you're doing a great job. If we're supposed to like them, you maybe need to work on that. So,
I actually am going to give this a ready, assuming that those things happen within the next page. The things that are needed, because I feel like this is a strong first page. The premise is really interesting. The voice is there. It's clean writing. I would definitely read more.
See, I'm gonna give it an unequivocal ready, because it hooked me. I saw the things I needed. Now, you gotta deliver on some promises you made, but you made good promises on a story that I would love to read, and so I give it an unequivocal, ready to go. I'd send it in. I look forward to reading the story, but you gotta deliver on those promises.
Okay, there we go. So, do you agree with our voting, our comments? If so, leave a comment, agreeing, disagreeing, whatever you like. And subscribe. There we go.
Oh,
I always
Yeah,
forget.
please subscribe.
Please
tell us
subscribe.
whether you liked the character or not, because that might be helpful for the author to know.
Right.
Or
that's
maybe put a nursery rhyme below and attribute a superhero characteristic to one of those.
Like
Let's
brainstorming
get your ideas
true.
here.
Out of a lamb.
Let's see who can.
Mary had a little
Let's see
lamb.
who
Oh
can
boy.
do the best. We should have a contest, right? So
We could do an anthology. Each of us take a nursery rhyme.
Let's have a contest. Comments in the comments section. Do a nursery rhyme and a power based on that rhyme, and then we'll give the winner one of our books.
Yeah,
So,
I'm in on that one, definitely, so, awesome.
okay, all right, so until next time, ready?
That's it.
Right.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And don't forget that we have a new sponsor this year. Our friend Ben Grange with Writers Clearinghouse is offering all the prize support for this year. And the winner each month will get a first 10-page manuscript evaluation for free.
Yep, and then the winner of the full year is going to get a full manuscript critique
Wow.
from agents and editors, guys. These are top guys.
That have worked in the industry and really know their stuff. I mean, that's big. Okay, and then you can find out more about Ben Grange and the Writers Clearinghouse at www.writersch, as in clearinghouse, writersclearinghouse.com.